Hey, what's up soldiers? My name is Greg FPS, the Zombies Extraordinaire, and welcome to my full Easter egg tutorial for Dead of the Night, the DLC 1 map in Call of Duty Black Ops 4 Zombies. Now, I pride myself on making the absolute best guides when it comes to Call of Duty Zombies, so the pinned comment down below is going to be timestamps with every single step of the Easter egg. So if you guys are stuck on a specific part, you can just click on the timestamp. It will bring you to that point and let you know exactly what to do so you can figure out that step and progress along with the Easter egg. If this video does help you out, make sure to drop a like and subscribe if you're new, and if you do end up subscribing, let me know down below so I can reply to your comment and say thank you. It really does mean a lot. So let's jump right into the Easter egg, guys. Now there's going to be 3 stones that you need to activate after activating Pack-a-Punch. You just go up to them and press square. It's going to show pictures, and these are the 3 quests that you need to complete within the Easter egg in order to complete the full Easter egg. Now these pictures, you can do like the quests in any order, but how I laid it out in the video is by far the easiest way to follow and the easiest step along the way. So make sure you just follow this video and it will help you guys really easily. So once you activate those 3, you're going to head over to the cemetery, and there's going to be some bare branches that have no leaves on them, and you need to shoot 5 of those branches down. Now, how you find these branches is you walk around and you follow the mausoleum path that goes all the way back around to the library behind the mausoleum. When you get next to a tree that has a bare branch, a bunch of leaves are going to fall, so you know you're at the right tree. Now the reason you go here first and do this step is because it's going to be pivotal later on in the Easter egg, but everyone on your team also has to come here, and they need to use silver bullets to shoot the Tesla coil on top of the mausoleum. So every single person on your team needs silver bullets. I'll have a guide in the description, and all you have to do is shoot this bell right here, and eventually it's going to sink down into the mausoleum, and it's going to shoot a laser towards the middle of the actual like mansion. So you know you're well on your way once you do that. Now this next step is very complicated because you're going to go to this bridge in here, and we have this man statue holding a globe. Now there's 3 rings. The outer ring, or the 3rd ring, is going to be the one that controls the red light. The middle ring is going to be the one that controls the green light, and then the inner circle is going to be the one that controls blue. Now there are 3 wheels on this bridge, and you need to know which ones control which. So the left wheel is going to control blue and green, the middle wheel is going to control all 3, blue, green, and red, and then the right wheel is going to control green and red. So what I recommend that you guys do for this Easter egg is you set it up so you have red already set up, and it will make a ding noise when you're correct, and then you change the left wheel so that you are just changing the blue and green ones, and eventually once you turn it enough times you will actually get this properly. It's kind of like a Rubik's Cube. If you have any questions, you can hit me up on Twitter with this one, but it's really kind of self-explanatory and you should be able to figure it out. So once you complete it, the head is going to fall off, and now you are able to go to the next step, which is definitely probably one of the most difficult in this entire Easter egg. Alright guys, so this step is really hard, to be honest, but basically what's going to happen is there's 7 different areas on the map that have the possibility of getting one of 3 symbols. There's 12 total different symbols, but only 3 of them will spawn on the map at a time. So what I got for you guys in this video is going to be each of the different locations, and there's going to be corresponding scratch marks if this symbol shows up there. Now you need to order them and enter them into this, but we'll get to that later on. So the first one we're going to be going to is Danu. Now this symbol can appear underneath this desk right here. As you can see, we got 2 squiggly lines. Now the scratch marks can be on the shield right here. As you can see, there's 3. Another location where this can be is going to be up here to the right hand side of the painting, and the last and final scratch marks can appear down here. They didn't show up this time in this game. So as you can see, that is the 3rd location for that one. Now, the next one we're going to be going to is going to be in the dining room, and you can get the symbol right here, and it's going to be kind of hard to see right there. Now, the scratch marks, one of them will show up right up there, and that one's really hard to see, to be honest. The next one can show up on the actual table itself right there, and the last and final one is going to be back here, and you can actually look up and see it. So those are for the dining room. The next one is the wine cellar. Now, the wine cellar is a little bit hard to see, to be honest, but this symbol will show up right inside this cabinet. It's really easy to see this one. And the scratch marks are a little bit more complicated. The first scratch mark can appear on this large barrel right here. That one's pretty easy to see, a little bit easier than the other ones. The next one is going to be located over here on top of a barrel, and this one's really easy to see as well. And the last and final one is going to be a little bit more complicated, but it can show up right on this cabinet, making it probably easy as well. The next one is going to be in the main room, and it can show up right here in the main hall area. Now, the different scratch marks can appear over here, and this one's going to be right up there, as you can see. The next one is actually going to be in the north atrium area in the corner. That one was really hard to find, to be honest. And the last and final location that you can get these marks is going to be on the fountain, right below like Cupid, it looks like. So it can be right there. Now, the next area that we're going to be going to is actually going to be the smoking room area, and this is more known as the billiards room. Now, right under the billiards room table, you could get a symbol there, and the scratch marks will be right here on the wallpaper. The next location that you can get scratch marks is actually going to be right over here on the floor underneath this table, and the last location can be right on top of this cabinet, also on the wallpaper. So that is for the billiards room, or the pool room as I like to call it, or the pool lounge. So overall, this one's really easy. Definitely probably one of the easiest rooms. The next one is going to be in the library. Now, the library, you can get a symbol right here, as you can see, and the scratch marks for this one are a little bit more complicated. One can appear on this white box right there. That one's really easy to see. The other ones are more complicated. This one is like right on the outside of the broken window there, and the last and final one is going to be at the foot of the skeleton, which is going to be down there. It's really hard to see in the video. It's really hard to see in game as well. The next one is going to be in the bedroom / trophy room, and the trophy room one is pretty easy to see as well. It can show up right here. Now, the scratch marks for this one are really easy. One of them can be on the side of the fireplace. The next one is going to be on the nightstand to the left of the bed, which is right here. And the last one is going to be above the tub outside of the barrier right there. So those are all the locations for that one. And then you can go back to the greenhouse terrace. Now, like I said, only 3 symbols will spawn at a time. I showed you examples with a symbol showing up at each location with all the scratch marks. Now, what you have to do is count how many scratch marks are for each different symbol, and you have to enter them according to the amount of scratch marks that it has. So the one with the least amount of scratch marks, you're going to enter into the thing first by spinning it and then knifing it. Now, the next one is going to be the middle number of scratch marks. So you're going to find that one on the dial, and once you get to it, you are going to knife it to input it. And the last and final one is going to be the one with the most amount of scratch marks, and you are going to enter that one absolutely last. So once you do that, guys, you are going to start the Easter egg getting a little bit more tricky. As you can see, it's going to shake, and this telescope is actually going to move, and the ceiling itself is going to rotate, as you can see here. Now, there is a wheel that is right here that you can spin, and what that's going to do is actually it's going to open up a hole in that observatory for the telescope. Now, what you need to do is actually bash the shield. If you don't do it properly, it will close, and you just need to reopen it again by holding square. Now, what you want to do is hold square and bash it with a shield, and it will break the wheel, causing that opening to stay open. And that is the next step. Now the next step is going to be a little bit more tricky, and you have to do it with every single person on your team. Okay guys, so everyone is going to need a shield, a ballistic shield. If you guys need a guide for this, I will link it down below, but it's really pivotal for this Easter egg step. Now there's an electric trap that is directly below the telescope that is here in the greenhouse area. Now everyone is going to need to stand in the trap with their shield out. Now if you don't have your shield out, you will go down and you will die, obviously, so you need to make sure that you're holding out your shield, otherwise it will not work. So you activate the trap and everyone gets electrocuted with their shields, and then everyone simultaneously at the same time has to run up to the telescope with an electrified shield and bash it at the exact same time. So I usually do a 3 2 1 go countdown, and then if you do it properly, the screen will turn white and a laser will shoot up at the clouds, revealing a full moon. So that is the entire, like, all the steps you need to do besides the lockdown step, which is the last step for the greenhouse area. So now underneath where you activated the telescope, there is going to be a rock there. Now everyone has to hold square on this rock until it fully turns blue and leaves where it currently was sitting inside of that cabinet. So as you can see, we're going to hold square, it's going to pop out, and now you're going to start a trial. Now there are going to be a bunch of the vampire zombies. You're going to end up getting some werewolves as well, elemental zombies, and regular zombies. Now what I recommend that you guys do is have a fully upgraded Alistair's Annihilator, which is like the wonder weapon. Now if you need a guide for that, I will link it down below, but I decided not to include it in my main Easter egg guide just because it felt better in a different video. So once you complete it, you just go up to the stone, press square, and you get a max ammo, and then you can go on to the next phase of this Easter egg. So now we're going to be going to the cemetery, and there is going to be a tombstone that says died in 1912. Go up to it and press square if you're that character, and then you are going to end up going in vision, and you need to go over to these sticks that you originally picked up at the start of the Easter egg, and it will form a cross once you get near it. Now what you need to do is use the fully upgraded version of Alistair's Annihilator, and you have to keep shooting it till you get fire. As soon as you get fire directly in front of it, you go on this post and you are going to get sucked down to the underworld, and it looks really cool, honestly. And what ends up happening is you actually turn into a ghost because you sacrifice yourself for the betterment of your team. So now what you need to do is go around the map and find a ghost that is going to be somewhere on the map. It can spawn anywhere besides the cemetery, and I've gotten a few different spawns, one at Danu, one over in the bedroom out the window where the tub is, and I ended up getting it here in the wine cellar of this game. So it can spawn anywhere, and I would assume there's a number of different spawns, and what you have to do is just follow this ghost. Now you can be damaged while you're in ghost mode, so just keep that in mind. Make sure you have a good gun that you can kill zombies with, and what you do is just follow the ghost all the way to the cemetery, and eventually it's going to burst into flames and reveal another rock, kind of like the other one that we did. So now, since you're the ghost, you want to press square on the rock. It's going to turn you back into your normal character. You're no longer going to be in ghost mode, and then everyone on your team has to come right back over to the rock, and you're going to all activate it exactly the same way as you did the other one in the greenhouse area. So now, once again, you're going to be doing a kind of lockdown type challenge, where once again you're going to get the vampire zombies, you're going to get some red guys, and you're going to get a werewolf as well, or a few werewolves. And what I recommend you guys do is go inside the mausoleum and build the fire trap here, and you can activate the fire trap so that all the zombies are just going to pour in from one side. Now with the fully upgraded wonder weapon, you should have no issues at all whatsoever killing zombies. It should be really quick, and fairly easy. But I just recommend that that's probably the best spot for killing in the beginning until the werewolves spawn. And then once the werewolves spawn, then you can just spread out and just wreck them really quick with the wonder weapon. So that step is really cool as well, and it's kind of just getting a bunch of kills. Now unfortunately you don't get points, you only get points for killing like the normal zombies in the round, so keep that in mind. And once you're done, you just go up to this plate, press square, and you will get a max ammo that you can pick up, and you can go on to the next step. And I honestly thought this video was going to be a lot longer at this point, but we're doing pretty good. So let's go on to the next step. Alright guys, so now you are going to need to use a fire trap. Now you get a core that you can place in a fire trap just around the map. There's a bunch of different locations and you should be able to find one pretty easily. So what you do is you activate the fire trap. I like to use the one in the grand staircase just because it's kind of like the middle hub everywhere. And what you do is you shoot it with a charge shot with your Alistair's Annihilator, and then you run into it with your ballistic shield. So what you're going to do is run down here to the main hall area, and you are going to bash this fireplace. Then you're going to run up here and go into the east gallery and bash this fireplace. Then you're going to run down the stairs again, and you are going to go over here to the other fire in the main hall and bash it. And then you're going to run up these stairs and bash the fireplace in the west gallery. Now when you do that, it's going to drop a gem that is going to be for a knight, which we're going to get to in a minute. So as you can see, we picked that one up. Now you need to do this 3 times in 3 different places. So the next location that we're going to be going to is going to be a different area. As you can see, this one is going to be like the smoking room and stuff like that. So just follow exactly where I go and bash. It's the same order every game. Now there's a chance Treyarch might change this, but I don't see them doing that. And if you do end up getting it wrong, which I don't think will happen, then it just means that you have to rearrange the order by trial and error. So it's pretty simple. You go there and then you get these 2 in the library, and then you run back up and you're going to get the one that is back over here in the pool or billiard room after getting the first one being the smoking room. So once again, you pick up the gem and it's the same exact way that we did it. And now the last and final order that you're going to be doing is going to be near like the rooms or the bedroom with the trophy room and all that stuff. So anyways guys, once again, we're going to activate the trap. We're going to shoot it. We're going to go through it with the shield, and this time you have to go to the dining room, so it can be pretty far, but as you can see here, we're going to go directly into the trophy room, and we're going to activate this fire first, and then we're going to activate the one in the bedroom right here. Then we're going to run over and we have to activate the one that is in the music room, which is the side room over here. So we're going to activate this one. And then last but not least, we're going to go directly underneath where we just were, and we're going to go to the dining hall and activate that fireplace. Now the dining hall has a couple things blocking the fireplace, so you need to stand up and point down. You can't crouch like I did. As you can see, you need to point down at it while you're standing, and boom, there is the last and final piece that is going to go into a knight. So now there are 3 knights around the map, and you need to go to them and basically do a short escort step. Now they're really easy, and I will show you exactly what I mean. So the first one we're going to do is in the greenhouse terrace, and since you already have the power cores, you don't need to like match them or anything, and all you do is just go up to it and you're just going to hold square and it's going to break, okay? And then as you can see, this one is green and there's going to be a green power core floating there. What you need to do is walk normal all the way over into the woods area. Now what this is going to do is spawn a green kind of like ritual thing on the ground, and you need to escort this gem all the way to that actual area. So as you can see, this one is going to be all the way on the left, I believe, for this one, because they're like all different places and they will spawn in different locations every game, so just kind of look for it. And I ended up passing it without even noticing it, so I ended up going back to check it and make sure that I got it in the right place. So as you can see, this one is going to be inside of a ritual circle floating above it, and you know you've done it correctly. So now you can go over to the next one, which I ended up doing in the main hall. Now this one is super easy to escort because it's literally literally right next to the woods already. So you just go up to it, press square, or the forest rather, and you just escort it. Once again, it's the exact same, just walk normal, do not run because it will not follow you. You have to walk. Now, make sure if you're playing in a co-op game, just have another friend with you and helping you escort, just in case you get overwhelmed by zombies. But obviously the best method overall is just having a zombie be trained by one of your teammates far away from where you're gonna go, and this ends up working out the best. Now, they extended the bleed out time to 10 minutes for this step, which is really nice. Not just this step, but all the Easter eggs in Black Ops 4. As you can see, it went right above the circle again, and now we're going to go to the last and final one, which is actually going to be over at the cemetery. So once again, we're going to place the core into the night, and we're going to escort this core all the way over to the forest area. Now this one, it does take a little bit longer, but there's a ledge right here that you can jump off of down into the library area, and you can do that because the stone will actually follow you. Once again, just keep walking, do not run, otherwise you will have to go back and find the core and continue escorting it. So once you get here, it's going to form a knight, and all the other cores are going to form knights as well. And what they're essentially going to become is a soul box. So you're going to need to get kills at each of the knight areas. Now, I believe it's a total of 20 kills to finish filling souls, but you get 10 kills first, and then it will break, and then you need to get 10 soul kills again. So as you can see, I ended up speeding this up so that I could just get the kills really quickly. Now this step should be no issue at all if you have Alistair's Annihilator. I recommend using this weapon through the entire Easter egg because it's definitely the strongest weapon on the map, because it is the wonder weapon. So you should have no issues at all. And once again, you just want to get about 10 kills, I believe. It could be 12, but once again, once you're done, it will break, as you can see, and the core is going to move a little bit further away into another location, and once again the knight will be rebuilt. So you have to fill it again with the same amount of souls that you filled up earlier, and it's really easy. You have to do this for all 3 knights. So at this point, I was having my friends each do a different knight at the same time while I was filling this one, just because it makes it a lot easier. Now if you're playing solo, you will have to do it all by yourself, but seriously guys, with the wonder weapon, you should have no issues at all. It just makes it super easy. You can spam the weapon down at the ground around it, and you will be able to fill up the souls extremely quick. And the good thing about co-op is in later rounds, you'll be able to finish really fast. So once again, the knight is going to go right near the pack-a-punch machine, and it's going to stand there. Now eventually what you're going to do is get all 3 of the knights to stand over there. So I went over and helped my friend finish, and what you need to do is get a werewolf kill inside of the triangle that is made with the 3 knights. As you can see, there's an electrical charge, and what you have to do is kill a werewolf inside of that electrical charge. Now for some reason this one did not work, and I'm not really too sure why, but we ended up getting another werewolf like right away, and we end up killing it. And when you kill the werewolf inside of it, a plate is going to spawn from the 3 cores coming together at the ground. So as you can see, there is a core that is now there. Now what you have to do is repeat the same process that you did at the 2 other locations in the cemetery as well as the greenhouse area. And you're gonna have to, everyone hold square, and you're gonna activate a trial once again. Now this one is the exact same as the others, but what I recommend you guys do is all stand at the pack-a-punch machine and have someone watch each direction. And then there's also a spawn kind of right next to the pack-a-punch machine. So if you're playing 4-player, you can have everyone cover like a different spawn area, and you should be able to kill the zombies and do the entire ritual really quickly and really easily. This is probably the easiest one. Now I did notice that there's a lot more catalyst zombies on this one. I don't know if they tried making it more difficult, but once again, the wonder weapon is just so strong and so OP that it literally kills them so quickly. So you really should not have any issues at all whatsoever. So when you finish this final plate and you pick it up, you're gonna get a max ammo, and once again guys, you're gonna get werewolves at the end, which can probably be the biggest issue. I would probably move away from the pack-a-punch area, but once again, you're gonna pick up that stone, and it's gonna go into this right here. This is the boss fight room in the forest. It's a circle that has symbols inside. You just press square and it will roll open, kind of like Jesus' tomb, and you're just gonna wait here. Eventually you'll get teleported into the boss fight, and you're gonna see the werewolf little cinematic, which is pretty cool, right before the boss fight starts. And it has one eye, and it's definitely a lot stronger than the other werewolves as well. So overall, this boss fight is really fun and pretty simple. So there's going to be some statues around the map, and one block is going to light up green on like the overall boss fight room. What you have to do is turn these dials with the statues so that the green light appears and is pointing towards that green block that lit up. Now, once it turns green and they all turn green, everyone on your team has to stand on it in order to get the wolf to actually, or the werewolf to actually come out of the ground right on that block. So once it does, you're going to have to move, and what you have to do is shoot the weak points of the wolf. Now, there are going to be two weak points. One of them is in the front, like abdomen, and the other one is going to be in the back of its left shoulder. Now, what you want to do is make sure you're getting hit markers. Now, great weapons that I recommend for this are the Mog, and make sure that you have silver bullets because this is going to help a ton. Also, make sure you have like a rocket launcher with silver bullets fully packed. This thing will absolutely destroy it. So you keep repeating this process about 3 or 4 times depending on how much damage you deal, and eventually the wolf will fall over like this, and you know you've completed phase 1 after that. So the next phase is going to be fairly simple. All you're going to do is just kill a bunch of zombies. You're going to get catalyst zombies, you're going to get the Nosferatus, and you're also going to get the red Nosferatu guys, which are a lot stronger. And this is basically just a killing round overall. So you're just going to be going around just getting a bunch of kills, and eventually once you kill all of the enemies, then you're going to go on to the third phase. Now make sure that you pick up the max ammo and carpenter before you go into the last phase, so that you'll have plenty of ammo in the last phase, because it is definitely the most difficult. For everyone that I've seen fail this Easter egg, it seems like they always die in the third phase. I've never failed this one, but it's pretty easy. So the only difference with the last phase is you're not going to know where the actual block is until you start fiddling around with the meters for all of the statues. So you're basically going to move it around until you see the block spawn, and it's going to give you a shorter time limit to actually point this light at the green square. So as you can see, it just spawned there. So what we have to do is adjust them really quickly and all stand inside of it. And once again, it's the same process as the first phase, where we're going to get the werewolf to spawn in there, and once again you're just going to kill him the exact same way that you did before. So it's really simple. It's literally the exact same thing. Now this one is probably going to take 3 or 4 times, maybe even 5. It all depends on how much damage you deal while you're doing each of the phases. So it can last a little bit long, and it's the same exact process whether you're playing solo, co-op. It's really like the exact same thing. I feel like he definitely has more damage in 4-player, so it definitely does scale up. And as you can see here, we're going to deal enough damage to actually kill the werewolf here. He's just going to fall over, and then we are done the boss fight, and we completed it. So anyways, guys, that is going to be the full Easter egg guide for Dead of the Night. If you guys did enjoy, please do me a favor and drop a like and subscribe if you're new. If you have any more questions, feel free to let me know down below in the comment section, guys. And thank you so much for watching. I really hope you guys did enjoy the video. I had a ton of fun making it. And once again, all the other tutorials that I made are going to be linked down in the description. I'm not going to spoil the cutscene for you guys, so I'll leave you here. Peace out.